Hi and welcome back. Today is going to be again a talk with me session in which I'm going to talk about my vision board, what it is, what to do, how to do, and so on. I'm doing vision boards since already 3 years, I think, or maybe even more, and they work amazing, and I would like to encourage you to do also yours, because I think this is really something that is existed actually, manifestation. And yes, I do not want to talk a lot at the very beginning, so let's just start. Hope you're gonna enjoy the video. Well, very shortly, I am not saying that manifestation for me is something that is on the very first place, that it has such a big priority in my life. But I do think if you work for things and if you all the time think about that kind of stuff, the universe and the world or God or however you want to call it, this big power is going to help you to get those things into you, or it leads you basically on those kind of ways to achieve those goals. So it doesn't mean that you make those vision boards and then this is how you kind of get them. No, but it definitely helps. The more you think on this kind of ways, the more chance you get to get those achievements, if you know what I mean. So I have here my iPad. This is the vision board I created for 2025. I have it on my iPad, as you can see. I have it also on my phone and also on my laptop as a background. This is the very first step you need to do so that you all the time see the vision board, and every time you see it, you're gonna think about that the more. It helps you to stay connected basically with those kind of energies. Please don't get me wrong, I don't want to get into those kind of guru who is thinking about esoterical witching stuff or whatever. I think manifesting is something else, but still, the more you see them, the more you're gonna think about it. So that helps you to find those ways, as I said already. I'm not going to do a whole tutorial video because I think everyone knows Canva. I do them in Canva. So always the beginning of the year or the end of the year, I have already plans for the next year or for that specific year or period sometimes also, but I mostly think in years. And I write down on my laptop. I do mostly everything digitally. Some people also do these huge vision boards and they do it on the kitchen wall. I don't do that. I have, as I said, only on these 3 devices. But otherwise, you can also do it in a small version if you don't want a background. Every time I think about my plans, I make a list. Then I go to Pinterest. I am such a Pinterest girly, and I find aesthetic photos about those specific topics. It don't need to match exactly with the topic. The picture don't need to match exactly with the topic you are choosing to, but I like doing it on an aesthetical way so that when I have the whole picture, it is kind of matching with each other. Then I find those pictures and then at the end I make colors like this. So what do I have here? So my general plans were for this year. I always make big topics in the terms of health, career, relationships, business and life achievement in these 5 topics. These are huge. So for example, under relationship, I have also family, I have also my marriage, I have also friends. Under business, I have my own business, I have also my jobs and so on. So all these topics have different kind of under topics, if you know what I mean. So I try to make sure to have from all different big topics the one that I am trying to change or to achieve something. Let's talk about health. Well, I really wanted to change my lifestyle in terms of health because I used to go a lot to the gym, and I was actually powerlifting, in case you don't know. Many people don't believe that, but I was really powerlifting very heavy weights actually. And it just started with being basically not satisfied with myself. I felt all the time shoulder pain, I had all the time back pain and so on because of playing the flute. And then I realized I'm not strong enough, so I started going to the gym. At the very beginning I was just doing cardio, and so I had no idea what to do and how to do. I hired actually one personal trainer who did for me a plan. Then I was sometimes working with this trainer. I don't know, developed somehow to be powerlifting. I looked good, I felt good, I felt extremely strong. I was really strong. I am still strong actually, but obviously I'm not so strong as I used to be. And I don't go to the gym since 2 years, actually since we moved to Germany. I mean, you can always find reasons why not to. Of course, on the first place, I was lazy, but actually I tried many new gyms and I don't know, I somehow didn't felt so good in those gyms as I used to at the gym in which I started powerlifting. So that is actually also very important to have always a good environment, also for practicing and for everything. It's not only for the gym, in general. If you have a good environment and if you romanticize basically this kind of stuff, for me it's easier to work later. So that was for me a huge priority, to do more sport, and I also wanted to eat more healthy. I also, with those health issues I had, was very tough to get into my health back again, basically. Did I achieve this? Not really. I had some periods in which it was better, but at the end it wasn't working out as I wanted. So it's still on my list, and it's always gonna be on my list to have this, so that the basic, which is my body in and out, is healthy, so that I can work good at the end. Okay, next thing, I have here also some pictures about an office and about money. Money doesn't necessarily mean that I have such a big financial change. It's mostly about being rich in terms of health, in terms of relationships, so in everything. This I achieved. This I got so much better at with all my relationships, with my family, with friends. And the office means that I work more from home, because I didn't feel very comfortable with being all the time on the way. I like traveling, and I travel a lot because of my family, but traveling and driving so much for works which I actually ended up not liking was not really feeling good. So that's why I had this office picture also on my vision board, which means to be able to work from home, and it worked out pretty well, I would say. In the center I have here a picture about a prize, basically. It means mostly for competing. I wanted to do competitions, and I ended up doing one huge competition, the Cluj 2025. I was already pretty satisfied with everything that I achieved completely alone. I was working all the time alone for this competition, and I got into the competition, and it was very tough, because I think there were like 450 applicants, and they chose I think 100 or 80. So not a lot. This is for me a huge motivation always to practice and to learn new pieces and to work really on those pieces, not just to be able to play it technically, you know? And I kind of achieved that. So I'm pretty proud also on this part. I also did the auditions. They didn't turn out good. It didn't work out the way I wanted. I'm also trying not to speak so negatively about myself. This is gonna be on my next vision board. I have here also a huge one. This is also a major picture. This is a flute, a gold flute. I don't know exactly when did I do this vision board. I think I did it in December, so a year ago. I was already a lot working and searching for new instrument. I mostly wanted to buy gold because that's the sound I like the most, the gold material. And I bought my instrument actually in February. I have a vlog on that, so watch it in case you like this kind of content. So I achieved that, and I'm very proud of myself, because this instrument is, you know already if you watch my content, that it's very special from all different kind of aspects. So I'm very happy with it. Another major picture here is studying. I ended up not getting into any university. I also need to mention that I chose major universities which have, for example, there was one university, it had 200 flutists, 200, and they took only 2 at the end. So I applied only for universities like that, and it's still on my list to get into a university again, because I want to study with someone who is interested around me. My goal for getting into university is not to have the paper. I want to work with someone who is really good with students, with me, and it's not easy at all. Really not easy. So it's still on my list. I also forgot to say that in general, vision boards don't need to be always achieved, you know? It's just something that it's always in front of you, and you are, as I said, trying always to work on, so that you can get those achievements. I have also here a quote which says, "It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up." So important, really. I really needed to learn patience. if I really want to be honest, social media has taught me that if you work, even for months, no one is watching your videos, no one is subscribing to your channel, no one is following you, but you still show up every day, you're gonna see the results. It just needs time. And social media showed this to me and how much I could achieve with that. And I'm using this power from me also in the flute world, and it helped already a lot. I have here also 2 pictures, this one and this one here. I started having concerts. I had my first concert this season actually in October, which was me alone, so it's not something that I was playing on concerts. It was the first concert in this year which I played by myself, and it felt amazing. And I also had another one a few weeks ago. It was also on my list, so that I need to finally focus on myself as a flutist, only on myself alone. And these pictures show this. And it also worked out. It's still on my list also next year, because I'm not gonna stop with that. And I have here also one more picture about a house. It's a huge house actually. I want to have finally a home in which I feel good. I would like to also own one. I am not only trying to get into the flute world on the other side, I'm also trying to work on myself, on my future and everything, also financially. And I'm not talking about this actually on social media because it's not my niche, you know. I have also on my plans to actually buy a home. We're gonna see when and how and where. That's actually the biggest question, where to buy. Because I don't know if I wanna live in Germany. I don't know if I wanna live in Hungary. I don't know if I wanna live in Austria. And this house mostly shows this. So I would say in general, my 2025 year was actually very successful. I have still plans and I have still many things to learn and to achieve. So I'm never gonna stop, you know. But I would highly suggest for you to create also your own vision board. For me, this helps really a lot. And as I said, it is already my 3rd year. I think I started doing it in 2022. No, 2023. No, actually 2022. I started doing it in 2022, but I discovered it not in the beginning of the year. I started doing it, I don't know, maybe I did in April or something, the first one. Then I did 2023, 2024, 2025, and I'm gonna do now the next one. So I'm doing this since really years. And I'm very satisfied with it because, as I said, it really helps a lot to stay focused. Thank you so much for watching this video. In case you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.